Oh, man. Okay. We up on Facebook. Family. We sending stuff out. Let's see what we live at right now. Okay. Data has been being sent to all platforms. We are live on Facebook under Hatem. We are live on Facebook under Giami Journey. We are live on live on Stream.me. We are also live on. We're not live on Periscope as of yet, but we are a keyframe interval at a level 2, so we are cool right now. So, we're up on Spreaker. Of course, y'all know this is a discuss and talk. So grab your glass. Let's get it on. Y'all see, I'm already brewing my coffee. The coffee brewing. I only used one thing of coffee right now. We're gonna try that for today. Put it down on the floor so that we can go on and grab the glass. Put the glass where we need to put it. And also I need to go open up the chat. See if we can open up the chat this morning. We had trouble last night opening the chat. And, a lot of people was chilling last night. I understand. So, let's see where we are right now. Boom. I'll open up that chat. And, of course, you know how we do it. First off, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty. This is Giami Journey Media. Of course, this is a Heart of a Simple production, and this is the Daily Toast, where we strive to blow up all your old paradigms. Let's get it.
Mr. Deity.
Drink your water. But you know what you gotta do first? Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Put it down, take some breaths. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Oh, that felt good. Now grab your bottle of some water. Twist the cap off your water. Take it and lift it and pour. Just get your water. Drink. Or should we say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Stretch. Move your body and drink some water. Come on. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Drink. Or should we say, move, then drink. Oh, I forgot to open the lines. But, now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. Now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. Now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. Now lift your glass, drink. Or should we say, raise, toast, then. Now take your breath, lift and pour. Move your body, toast your ancestors. Drink. Or should we say, drink, no, toast. Now take your breath. Live and pour and drink. Move your body. Toast your ancestors, break it down. Mr. Didi, put his foot in his feet here. Drink, 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 drink. Lift your glass and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Pour your water. Take a breath. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Man, we in 2019. It is the year of the 3. Man, family, we are on the second day of 2019 and I am feeling good. I have to get ready to go back to my adventure. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Get my mind right because we got children to save. We got adults to save. We got a people to save. And I am so honored that I have the opportunity to do that every day. Some days I'm mad, some days I'm sad, some days I'm joyful, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I go through all of the emotions, but I go through all the emotions because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Because you know, when it's kind of settled and you're comfortable, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. I see you out there. Shouts out to Miss Terahasa. What's going on, family? I'm glad and thank you so the text, we know the text is working. I'm going to open the lines. But what I want to do first is let's do our toast. Then we can have our toast and discussion, right? Then I'm going to show y'all how I'm doing my coffee now once again because I want to make sure people know that you can do culturally appropriate things. You can take small steps. I'm not saying just going straight into a African heritage, diet, you know what I'm saying? But what I am saying, there are certain things that we can do on a daily basis to incorporate our culture into our diet. Just small things that we can do because sickness is not part of our culture. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So that when we start focusing on the things that we need to focus on, we are able to build. And when we are able to build, we are able to lift up our ancestors and we're able to take care of our children and we're able to enforce our power in the moment. Right? That's why we start off talking about drinking water. That's why the water song. That's why we do it because it's important that people understand that we can't save nobody if we can't take care of ourselves. We can't save others if we're not taking care of ourselves. We can't save others if we're not healthy. It makes no sense. It can't be done and it won't be done, family. So I just want to salute each and every last one of y'all. I'm thinking about getting me a coffee grinder now. I'm going to need me a French press for the office so I can start making my coffee in the office. Have my coconut oil available so that I can start using it. And then sometime I might throw some MCT oil in there because once again, the MCT oil, family, understand this. We're going out and we're spending $25 on MCT oil when MCT oil is nothing but overly pressed coconut oil. They basically isolate, and you know what start happening when you start isolating shit? You start leaving other elements out. The thing that make this so powerful, the coconut oil, right? Think about this. What make coconut oil so powerful? Well, actually it's oil, so it's very refined. But the key piece that we're striving to get out of it is the fat, right? It's the fat. This is brain food. Let me say that to you again. Sugar provides quick energy. The body goes to sugar for quick energy. And if you make your body lazy enough, it will only burn sugar. Right? But it don't store energy in sugar. It stores energy in fat. And when you want to have your mind running at its full capacity, and you want your body to be running at its full capacity, you have to get to ketosis. You got to get your body burning fat, right? So rather than throwing a little bit of sugar in your coffee, try a little bit of coconut oil. A little bit adds a little bit of flavor. You know, I also throw in some ambrosia just for some good measure. I got older ambrosia. I got newer ambrosia. The older ambrosia has more of a vinegar-like taste. The newer ambrosia still has a little bit of the honey left in it, right? So, you know, boom, boom, boom. We can do it like that, however you want to do it. But like I'm saying, so that Giammi coffee, right? That Giammi coffee is that coconut oil, right? Coconut oil, coffee, right? And a little bit of ambrosia, right? Boom. Get the day started off nice and powerful. Where is my water at? Did I pour all the water? Okay, cool. I'm going to drink up the water, and we're going to get into the toast. Family, we had an excellent Kwanzaa this year. I want to thank all of you for coming out and participating. I want to thank all those people that donated towards Kwanzaa. I want to thank all those people that supported the vendors. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank everybody that gave during Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important, family, that we recognize that we don't have a lot as a people. You know, contrary to what a lot of people telling you, including some of us, we don't have a lot as a people. So I appreciate every dime. And when I say dime, I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw people putting money in, and I saw people putting change in the tray. And I just was like, don't hide the change, baby, because I know. Because I have to give change. I understand. That's why the motto of Giammi Journey is your small change to make a large change in the community. We're talking literal change. I got change in my pocket right now. Look at this. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Ballers ain't supposed to have no change. Brother Hatim is not a baller. I got change. I got quarters, nickels, and dimes in my pocket right now. Every little bit helps. And when you was given that change, I loved it. Why? Because it was showing where we were. We ain't fight. We need to stop battling some of these illusions and arguing with people that's coming at us with illusionaries. You know, illusions. You know what I'm saying? Because people, I mean, like I said, people I be talking to, y'all don't want to fuck with me when it comes to my eye. You don't want to talk with me when it comes to my eye. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all want to throw my eye up there. Let's, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do it, let's battle. You understand what I'm saying? Because one of the rules to get into the temple before you can even get introduced to my eye is being able to distinguish the real from the unreal. And black folks, a lot of us are living in the unreal. We're living in the unreal. We can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not real. Right? We look at our wealth. We look at the wealth status. We look at the wealth numbers, and we making excuses and shit. We're not looking at the reality. And when people get upset with me because they're like, brother, I tell you, you kind of negative or you causing problems, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm trying to look at the reality because I honestly believe that I can't help Cleve. I can't help Cleve if I'm lying to him. See, because it was different with our parents because many of our parents really didn't know the situation, didn't know the status. They don't know. They don't understand where we were, right? Because the information wasn't there, but the information is here for me. So for me to go turn around and tell Cleve what was told to me when I was young would be me directly lying to Cleve and to all the other young people that trust in what I say. So I have to be real with them so they understand. Look, you on a battlefield. Right? I can't promise you that you're going to survive. I can't promise you that you're going to make it. But what I can promise you is that every inch that you move forward is It's an honor. You know what I'm saying? We have to gear ourselves to understand that we are in a generational struggle and that we may not be able to eat the fruits of what we're striving for. But we can't stop, because to do that is to betray our children. And that is called treason. And to exist in an illusion. See, and I want people to understand, stupid people, truly stupid people, I could deal with. See, because stupid is different than ignorant. I need to be very clear. Stupid is different than ignorant. Stupid is when you just don't know. You really don't know. You can look at them. Oh, that's stupid. You know, come here. Let me hug you. Here, let me help you. Stupid can learn. But an ignorant motherfucker, excuse my language, because I know some of the kids might be watching, but an ignorant motherfucker, see, the root of ignorant is ignore. An ignorant person is somebody who knows but chooses to ignore. Stupid I could deal with. Dumb I could deal with. Ignorant I can't deal with. A motherfucker that is so steeped in their illusion that they are ignoring all other aspects of reality. They ignore. And that is treason. That's treason. When you ignore where we are, that's very dangerous. And for you to spout ignorance to the young people is very dangerous. America has always, people, I mean, now, and I heard this, man, and when I heard this, man, somebody called into, cause I'm just letting y'all know, I'm really big into black media, right? Like, that's why I call Jeremy Journey black media. But so I want y'all to understand some of the places that I'm coming from. And it ain't a lot of that conscious bullshit that be out there, so-called conscious. And I'm going to say this about conscious. We got a lot of woke motherfuckers, right? But they still laying in bed. I'm gonna say that again. We have a lot of woke motherfuckers, but they still laying in bed. So all of y'all know how effective a woke person is laying in bed. They ain't even picked up the cell phone. They just laying in bed. They woke. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that type of woke person on my team. I need a woke person that's up, moving around, and getting work done. Those you woke motherfuckers is just sitting up in bed with your eyes open. I ain't got time for you. Stay away from me, right? Because in 2019, this is the year of communication. We need to be getting ideas out. We need to be networking. We need to be building up. We need to be building up on a cooperation that we worked in last year. And we now need to start communicating to the wider community what's going on. Not proselytizing, just letting them know, being able to put it on their plate in different types of ways to let them know this is what's going on with us. Because I'm telling y'all right now, the market piece that's going to be coming in 2019, my goal, let me stop saying that. Our goal should be able to every other weekend. Now I ain't going to say every other weekend. One weekend out of the month, one kuumba out of the month, to be able to get 1,000 people to traffic through and to purchase from members of our community and our extended community. I want to pack in 100 to 120 vendors in one space so that people could go and get whatever they want. And when I say vendors, family, that could be you. That means you might have some old stuff in your house that might not be no good to you. Say, but damn, I'm going to go and take this $20. I'm going to go and take me a table, and I'm going to set up, and I'm going to put this on the table and see if anybody want it. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Make your make $30, and you made $10 for the little bit of time that you spent at the market. I want to have it to where you could come and there's different food vendors. I want it so that Cleve and the urban gyms can sit up and once a month be able to distribute those fresh greens that are growing up in the school. You know what I'm saying? And throughout the summer, be able to take the produce and already know where a majority of the produce is going to be pushed off at. Right? I want other farmers, because we got other urban farmers in our community that's going to be bringing stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I want not only just the shea butter, right? But I want individuals making soap in their house. I want individuals that's making clothes in their house. I want individuals that got different ideas and services to be able to come up in there. Family, I am, and like I said, I'm meeting. Matter of fact, I forgot to put Kwame on the text message, because rather than the young people coming together this weekend, I want to come together with the adults of Giami so that we can sit down and we can start laying this down. It's 3 major initiatives that Giami is going to be working on far as this year. Tightening up the warrior training, getting ready for camping trips and other events that's going to be popping off. The marketplace, because I'm telling you right now, you think we got a lot of young people now. Wait till we start getting young people and they start finding out that there's a possibility that they might be able to get some money as entrepreneurs. I want to work on the newsletter initiative, the digital newsletter, right? Where we putting out information that needs to be put out there and offering it to the community. Last but not least, expanding on the media aspect of what we're doing, because media is a communicator. Whether we're talking about putting up plays, taping plays, or doing we're going to have more than the Daily Toast, folk tales for grown folks and tribal quotes. We're going to start putting our young people to work. Period. Boom. Now, this is nation building. Nation building ain't just about practicing all the goddamn time. Nation building is about now that y'all done had practice, right? Now, it's time for y'all to start organizing. What type of show y'all going to have? What y'all adding to the newsletter? All right, we got to go out throughout this building and we have to measure out the table space, and we have to provide security for everybody that's coming in. We have to have and arrange the parking for people coming in, so we get our young people as well as the adults used to working with crowds. Because I'm telling y'all right now, and I want somebody to battle me on this, or tell me if I'm wrong. Don't even battle me, just prove me wrong. Name one major civilization where the market was not the center of it, where the market was not the springboard from which something came, because you always had people fighting over trade routes. Hell, Columbus he was supposedly trying to find a shortcut to India for trade when he stumbled on this part of the world for them, right? Mali, Songhai, Ghana, they became major kingdoms because they was able to control the trade routes. Where was the trade routes going to? They was going to the markets. So for us to be talking about nation building, but yet not establishing a market, right? A place where we can market our goods and our services. And also, I'm going to say this too. Family, we're not going to have people coming in here gouging the people. So we're going to be monitoring prices. Because I'm letting you know, if your shit too high, you can't come here. You can't take it. Because if you got if your shit too high, then your boo price going to be high. You understand what I'm saying? I need people coming in that's going to be able, so we can actually start doing business. Now, if you want to do charity and you need people to pay a higher price, you need to be honest with them about that. I'm not really doing business. I'm really just charity. You know what I'm saying? You give me more money so that I can stay afloat. Then be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for individuals that are able to produce something and able to push it off. I'm going to even get young people up in here trying to, I want to teach young people, let's do this ambrosia. Let's come on, family. I set this up for us. Let's produce this ambrosia. We got 30 days. We got to bottle it. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure everything is clean. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get it, man. Let's get it. All right. And I done ran my mouth. I was supposed to do that. But we had a beautiful Kwanzaa. And once again, I want to thank everybody. And But let me go and drink this water so we get to our toast. Oh, let me open up the damn lines. It's too late now, brother Hatim. You done got it started. I'm feeling the vibe right now. We're gonna open up these lines. Family, when you call in, realize that I still have to do the toast. The toast is the most important thing. And as long as you understand and you can wait on while I'm doing the toast and you call in, but as soon as it's time to do the toast, you can hang up and call back in or whatever. But you know it's called the Daily Toast, so we got to make sure that we go on and pay homage to our ancestors. Because that's what unites us as a tribe. Check one, check two, check one, check two. All right, lines are open. Call in line.
You are the first participant on this Uber conference. Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
So as adults, we will be coming together on this Kuumba. That is January the 5th. That will be January the 5th. And we're going to be discussing the next steps for Ujima. You know what I'm saying? Throwing stuff together because first off, because we definitely need to do the math piece. Right, we need to do the Vedic math, and also we need Brother Kwame to be able to come in and break down some higher forms of math. We're basically working on the basics so we can move our children into higher forms of math. We need to go on and lock down this whole martial arts piece. What we're going to do, we need to lock in the dance piece of how we're going to be doing it, the drill, and also the philosophy, as well as giving the young people the time to discuss the things that they want. That's why we do 2 to 6. You know what I'm saying? That whole 4-hour period every other week. And maybe on 1 week we on. And actually we might need to extend the time because this is why. Because one, I want to make sure that one of the days that we are meeting will be a market day. So that day will be a day of work. Where we come, we set up, we lead the space better than it was when we found it. You must understand, because I'm talking about having a lot of traffic. We have January, February, March, April, May. We already know we got the Malcolm X celebration coming, right? Then we got certain holidays throughout the summer that we got to decide on which ones we're going to participate with. And then we got to have something in fall. And then that brings us right back around to Kwanzaa and really getting prepared for Kwanzaa. And I want to make sure that we're going to be doing the Kuumba. I want to make sure that the Kuumba that we are using falls in Kwanzaa. So I'm looking at the thing right now because boom, we got all the Kwanzaa energy going. Have people straight at the market. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, I'm serious about this piece, family. Let's see. Shouts out to Brother Shaka. I see you in the house, right? Let me make sure ain't no other. Well, I'm trying to think. Are y'all on Giami Journey or are y'all on my Facebook? Let's see. All right. Call-in lines open once again, 614-556-4535. Let's get this toast on. Oh, yeah. I just found out yesterday. I got to add my aunt sis to the ancestor list. So I'm on aunt sis. Got to call on our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, everybody. Oh, and also, family. Now, I posted an article this morning. It's a complicated read. Because this dude is a big worditarian. I'm telling you right now, man. Nassim Talib, I think that's his name. He wrote an article about IQ. He said IQ is largely a pseudoscientific swindle. Now, what I like about this dude, because this dude wrote the book. He wrote a book called The Black Swan. He wrote a book called Anti-Fragile. He got a new book coming out that I'm going to get. All his books, a very complicated read, right? But the one thing that he does, and one thing that he talks about on a consistent basis that I love is skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? He always talks about skin in the game. Like, for example, he says, if a motherfucker's talking to you about investments, right, and about, helping you invest, ask them to show you their portfolio. Like, if a broker calls you or anybody out here is talking about it, you need to be able to ask them how this has been doing for them. Because you don't want to trust nobody without skin in the game. What we have been allowed what we have been allowing, especially in our community, is we have been allowing ourselves to take advice from people who don't have skin in the game. Right? And it's the same thing with consciousness. We got a lot of conscious supposers, like I said, woke but laying in bed. Conscious people who have a lot of information and can spot a lot of information, but have absolutely no skin in the game. So what I like about this dude, right? What he did was he posted it up. Right on. He posted it up on Twitter. He posted his comments on Twitter, and a whole bunch of people start commenting on his post. And he don't play that shit, right? So what he does is hey, who that in the background and why are you doing that? He don't play that. So when you insult one of his tweets, he turns around, does the research, and will get at you directly. So y'all saying that because basically what he's saying, this is a tool of white supremacy. Well, he don't say exactly like that, but he said this is a tool that is used by the dominant society to measure whether or not you will be a good bureaucrat or paper pusher. And it's something that has been elevated to a level that it shouldn't be elevated to because it's not scientific. He even says psychology is not even a real science. Goddamn. So go and check out the article. Get your dictionary out. Check out the article. Homeboy is cold-blooded. And he calls names. Right? So what I'm waiting for is the response for people to come back at him. Because he's going to rip them. Listen. This boy don't play. Right here. Who on the line? Someone on the line. What's going on? Who is it? iOS, I knew it. Goddamn iOS. Oh my God. It's shocking to see your ass buried with that iOS shit. What's going on, my friend?
Man, I'm sitting here trying to find the snippet out of my Joe from Brooklyn interview because he references Charles Murray.
Oh, so you read the article?
Yeah.
Now, not only Charles Murray used that shit, but the dudes that Jason Black interviewed on Race War, all of them reference IQ. And what this dude, Nicholas Talib, is doing, he's giving us the ammo. He's giving us the ammo to slam that IQ shit to the ground.
Right. But here, you know what? What's so crazy about it, Hatim, Now check it. I need you to follow me on this too, because while I'm talking to you right quick, if you can just wiki the bell curve.
Oh, I ain't got the wiki
bell
that.
curve.
I don't have to wiki that, but go ahead. That's based on IQ too, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Now, that was written by two individuals. It wasn't just Charles Murray, but I want you to find the other name that goes on to the credit of that text, because here I am in 2018 with the most controversial interview with Joe from Brooklyn, where his whole piece is, in terms of racism, we always looking to blame the white man, and it's not the white man who had done these things, it was the Jew. So his whole piece is
Richard Ernstein.
Say it again?
Richard Ernstein.
Richard Ernstein. So he goes and uses a text written by a Jew. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
To be it. Right. So, I don't know. I mean,
it's called smoke screen. It's like throwing up a smoke screen. So, I mean, because if you're in a position of power, one of the things that you have to be able to do is to point out blame so that you can redirect everybody's attention from you. Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So We got the Jew, we got the Asian, we got all these boom, boom, boom. It ain't us, it ain't, boom, boom, boom. Or what's even better is when they could get you to start believing that it's your fault. It's your fault.
Right.
So Jew, whatever they call it, whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was young, the first time I heard the term Jew, I got in a fight. I mean, I ain't getting in a fight, but I got in an argument with me and this white kid. I said, man, you white. Somehow they brought up something. I said, man, how you know that? You white. He said, I'm not white, I'm Jewish. They called me. I like, you what? I'm Jewish. We the people in the Bible, blah, blah, blah. You white. I don't give a damn what you say. Mr. Such and Such, can you tell him that I'm not white? He's not white. He's not white, Cecil. He's, man, go on with that bullshit. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't, that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the point is, smoke screens. I'm too old for all that shit now. You know what I'm saying? So, the reason I was throwing it out there is because a lot of our people, you know what I'm saying, get a false sense of superiority because of the whole IQ piece. I have a high IQ. My child has a high IQ, which basically, according to what Nicholas Talib is writing, basically says that you are good slave material.
When I ran this interview by a Jewish man, he had told me to go look at the something report. I forget what the report was, but I mentioned it on the show and I typed it in for someone to be able to check this report out. I forgot what it was called even. Now I gotta go back and figure it out. But the fact that you have people from other cultures creating a situation to analyze one's intelligence, especially based out of I don't know. It's just all the way dirty to me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this iOS. It's like this iOS and the Android thing. There's no way you could possibly understand the intelligence in this Apple technology, because if you did, then you'd have it. You understand? If you understood,
how you gonna bring this back to that shit? That was dirty. That was very white supremacist of you. That was. I hear you though. See that smoke screen, people? Y'all see that? But I hear you though.
I'm just saying, man. You know, when it comes down to it, it's like you have a very particular way of thinking about things. When you look at your desktop, you like the sense of control you have because of your sense of familiarity. I think what you despise about the iOS is that when you pick up an Apple product, you have no idea what to do.
Man, I'm done. I don't even know how we got on. How we moved from IQ to Apple, man. Come on, man. So
that's the whole. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. Oh, shouts out to Mr. Navita Nelson, piloting that Giammi journey.
It's the same way of thinking, Hot Tim. It's the same way of thinking when you look at even the promotional campaign. It's the remember the whole philosophy of the why. It's like we tell what it is. You know, when it comes to promotional campaigns, we always put the what first and the why second. And in the Apple campaigns, they gave the why first. Everybody knows what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so we talked about that too.
You really butt sore about this Apple Android thing, ain't you? I'm just.
It was just the closest thing on my mind. I'm just rolling with it because I'm in that state of mind right now.
But yo, I mean,
I'm sipping on this red June.
You sipping on that red June? I got this Ambrosia right here. This is the old one. I might have to go out to the car and get one of the newer ones so I can see how they set on out, how they doing.
Man,
but go ahead.
You ever get that? You ever had that stuff that you let sit with the SCOBY for like over a month?
No. I don't. Well, that one that becomes for mine because that's where I get my salad dressing from. That's where I get the vinegar, the real that ambrosia vinegar. That's where I get that from. But yeah, I mean, got because you got to have that because you got to have the SCOBY sitting in some of the June. So you always got to have some extra June sitting in. And that is some of the best salad dressing foundation that you can, listen. Man, but yeah. But then you don't have to let it sit in there for it to get like that too. You can just let it. Now, one of the things that I've done is because I got bigger, because I got a 7-gallon that I could put all of the ambrosia in and do it like one of the bottles with the breather. I got a breather in it. I got a 2-gallon breather and I got a 7-gallon breather. As a matter of fact, I think I might go buy another one today. I got breathers so I can have 7 gallons breathing. So this batch right here, I took the SCOBY out and I just let it breathe. This one has been sitting for, we've been drinking this on the show for about 2 months, and I got about maybe three gallons of this left. And it's like this is mature and it's mellow. It's not quite at the vinegar, but it's, you know what I'm saying? It's strong. This is for the mature. This is for the mature ambrosia or June drinker here. This is that mature one where it's just at the verge where all of the honey has been consumed, but because there's no SCOBY in it, you see how clear it is? Because there's no SCOBY in it, the process is stopped. So there's no carbonation. It's like the closest thing I could describe it is like wine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Got that sharp taste. Very low alcohol content. Still got all of the beneficial qualities. And it's a sipper. You can sip on this. You understand what I'm saying? So,
right.
so there's between between me and Shaka sharing notes, and once our circles start growing and we start getting more people brewing, we can share notes and stuff like that, and we can start learning how to improve the quality of this thing that we have, because this is actually a cottage industry that we have, that in a sense we control. We got the scobies for it. Well, we had the scobies for it. I got to build back up. It was a time Shaka could come over. I went to my uncle's funeral. Shaka said, "Hey man, you gonna be in Akron?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I need some scobies." And I just said, "All right, cool." Go down to the basement, grab a bunch of scobies about this big, throw them in a bucket, boom, 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 wrap them up, boom, take them to Shaka, meet me at the church, boom. It's like we exchanging dope. Hey man, I left the bucket right over there. All right, boom. He get the bucket. He drive off to Cleveland and he start brewing some more. You know what I'm saying? That's the way.
Hey, I swear, I wanted to say something. When Hatem, look, it wasn't just that. Hatem was at a funeral, so he was all dressed up, had sunglasses on, everything like that. He came out of the car. I swear, as soon as he pulled the bucket out of the car, like 2 doves flew behind him. It was like a John Woo movie.
I said, hey, we be doing it. But this is our business. This is our cottage industry. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's kind of hard to get people because a lot of people like to drink it. And I understand if you don't want to make it, I could dig it. But I just want to make sure that people understand that the offer is there, because the more scobies we got out there, just in case an emergency hit, because we never know when something can happen to our scobies, and we have to start all over, which means I have to start with a scobie about that big, and I have to work it back up, which I can. I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? I just have to brew a whole lot more, but I won't be brewing as much. You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, probably got about 5 gallons right now sitting. I'm just like, ooh. Matter of fact, I think I might sip on a little bit of that today. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some people that want something. If they want them, like I said, right now it's young enough where I can still put the flavor on it, but I got basically original. But let's go on. I'm going to do this toast real quick, Shaka, if you want to hang up and call back in after I'm done with the toast, and we can continue the conversation, and we can have some other people call in, because y'all know the list is long. The list is long, but yet our ancestors are worthy of the time. So first off, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator, we lift up our glass and we salute that creator, and we say, Ashe, that's right, Ashe. From their family, we move on to our list of our glorious and our magnificent and our loving ancestors, those individuals upon whose shoulders we stand, and at one point in time, whose laps we may have sat on, and at one point in time, the ones that may have put shoes on our feet and clothes on our back and may have put food in our stomach. We lift up our glass to salute those who made our lives possible. All right? So, I'm pulling out the list right now. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Pendergast, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Aval Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, Nomo X, Pet Mount Ra, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Gail Pulley, and the Luxor brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janet Foster, Charles Jordan, Kell Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Grinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Ware. Hey, ladies, I have rice and milk, and I have the rice already warmed up. Get Cleve to get it for you. Sarah Ware, Levita Farmer, Agosa Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, May Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolton, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall. Hold on. We have the bell curve in which the authors argue that human intelligence is substantially influenced by both inherited and environmental factors, and that it is better predictor of many personal dynamics, including financial income, job performance, birth out of wedlock, and involvement in crime than are an individual's parental socioeconomic status. They also argue that those with high intelligence, the cognitive elite, are becoming separated from those of average and below average intelligence. The book was controversial, especially where the authors wrote about racial differences in intelligence and discussed the implications of those differences. And let's understand, that is one of the foundations of the white supremacist argument. Always remember that. The IQ is one of the basis upon which a lot of the modern, they call them the alt-right and racial realists or whatever the fuck they call themselves, right? That is the basis of their argument. So once we get versed with what this brother is saying, and I posted it up on Giami Journey, you're going to be able to smash their ass. Especially when they come with the IQ. Because you find that they're very polite, they're very open to discussion until you get to race and the differences between race, and they get right into that IQ thing about the IQ and blah, blah, blah. And now, family, we already knew it. We already had scholars talking about it. There's other scholars that I could throw up that talk about the fallacy of the IQ test. But now, you got something that smashed their ass even more. And a person that don't mind getting online and arguing that whole shit. Because I'm telling you right now, this dude right here, he like a pit bull. I'm just waiting for one of them to come off on him, and it's gonna be on and popping. It's gonna be on and popping. All right, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quills, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Del Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineau, Elder Imhotep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillamon Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Paris, Elder Basiji Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Haley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling. Cleveland, yeah. Did you bring me some greens?
Green? Yeah.
Where they at? Pull them out because I'm about to cook those. Winifred Scantleberry. You just gave me a bill? My daughters, what's going on here? You don't walk up to a black man and give him an envelope? Cool. Put it on the table. Let me go back. Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Hadley. It's real life here, Giami Journey, family. I don't have a studio. I have a chair in the middle of a living room, and I have my children running around constantly. So bear with me. Wilson Hadley, Elmer Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy. Shots out! Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg Chi2 Gibson, Donald Hill, Richard Gleavers, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, Georgia Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans. I said it wrong. George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlington Houston, Lud Oz, Elijah Oz, Jerome Oz, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Oz, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Liddy Green, Nathan Green, Bat Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, JaVale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon, and to the pretty book. Until we get the replacement, I'm still working on it. I've been chilling with my children. I ain't feel like going nowhere. We got Joella Giles, James Carswell. We have Aunt Sis. Her I know her as Aunt Sis, but her birth name was Liberta. It's Liberta Adams. All right, shots out, shots out. Aunt Sis, Aunt Sis, Aunt Sis. We lift up our glass to all of our ancestors and we salute them. And we say, Ashe, from there. The hell is that? Oh, that's a reflection of okay. Ashe. From there. Alright, here we go. We move to the present moment, family. We know that in the present moment is all of our power, all of our strength. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go on and focus on the present moment.
Rod, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
See, a lot of us, we waiting for tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Right? Because even when you move into the future, you are in the now. Right? So boom, we lift up our glass to this present moment. And where are we in this present moment? Today, I want to say great Ujima to all of y'all. I want to thank those. Oh my God, my paper over. I want to thank all those that have been contributing. We're on Ujima. For those that don't speak the language, that's collective work and responsibility. Look for it. Activate those reticular formations. You need to find it. We need to find it in these next 365 days. We need to be searching for each one of our principles on a daily basis. We got to find it. Righteousness is the modic principle of the day. Respect is the M7. The color is blue. Couldn't find my blue shirt. The color, the hermetic law that we're operating under is vibration. Male name for the day is Kwaku. Female name is Akua. So we raise up our glass. We activate our reticular formations so that we can seek out and find our principles on this day. And we say, Ashe. All right, family, from there, we move to our children, our children's children, on to infinity, and we say, Ashe. Because we got to do the work, family, or our children don't stand a chance. We got to set the playing field for them. From there, family, we move to all of our relations. We toast and we say Ashe. And from there, this toast is for you. This selfish toast. This that selfish toast. Right? This toast is for you to fill up your glass. What is it that you need? What is it that you need to talk to the ancestors about? What is it that you need to ask the Creator for? Because every day we've been pulling down and we've been celebrating during this time, during this daily toast time. Every day for over 2 years, family. And I'm just saying, and I'm a realist. If it's not benefiting you, stop doing it. But if it is, family, if it is, start putting energy to work. Start putting energy to work. And we're going to have a show here soon where we're going to have people going telling us some of the things that the Daily Toast, far as how the Daily Toast has been benefiting them in their lives. Because I don't want people here that if it's not working for you, you know what I'm saying? Be honest. Let's keep it real. So we lift up our glass and we say Ashe. Right? From there, we move to toast the most magnificent, beautiful, uplifting, inspiring individual in the world, strongest individual in this moment right now with all of the power, and you're holding some of the cards, not all the cards, but you're holding enough cards to make something happen in the moment. And you know who that is? That is you with your beautiful self. I salute you. I lift up my glass. We say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right, somebody on the line, what's up? We can have our conversation. What's going on?
What's happening, bro?
It's Brother Kwame. It's the Black Yoda. I must have said something to stimulate that we got Black Yoda in the house. What's going on?
I'm not too much. I was just listening to this BS about the bell curve, and I don't know if for some of our listeners, one of the interesting things about the IQ test is that it only measures about 6 to 7 of your intelligences. We have up to 120 something intelligences. So why do you think they limited it to just 6 or 7?
Tell us why, Kwame, because we can't assume nobody know.
Because you pointed it out earlier. That's the basis of their white supremacy. And what you also find is that using their measurements of intelligence, our babies up to about, I forget the age exactly, but it's clear that up to about, maybe about 3-4 years old, our babies exhibit just a wealth of intelligence. And so you see where our babies are up and walking or doing different things at earlier levels than, the non-black baby. But, all that aside, if you understand the purpose of them stressing their so-called intelligence test is that these are things that they pick out in white society that they want to excel in. So that's what they focus on in their lives, and so it becomes no secret when, as their children start to mature, they become more adept at those very things that they want them to become adept in. And so
you saying, so you saying the IQ test is less of an intelligent, I'm just paraphrasing. Tell me if I'm wrong. The IQ test is less of a test on intelligence and more a test on your cultural quotient.
Exactly.
So it's a cultural measuring stick to see whether or not you will be able to be successful in a system of white supremacy.
Look, man, the equivalent of of their intelligence test is like this. It's to say, so you and me, we walk into their intelligence test, right?
Uh-huh.
And, they got white kids in there, and they said, okay, here's what our intelligence test is based on. The more melanin you have in your skin, the less intelligent you are.
Damn.
So you understand how it's rigged if you're told that. So if you basically, if you make it analogous to their intelligence test, again, they pick out those cultural habits that they have, use that to measure every other culture. And so that's the basic extent of it. But again, the critical piece is to understand that they're only using 6 to 7 aspects of intelligence to measure it, or to come up with the numbers for the so-called intelligence test.
Man, see, and now this is why, and I think that you would like this dude, because I might have shared a book with you, but you haven't been getting my books for some reason. But I might have shared a book with you by this dude, Nicholas Talib. He wrote Anti-Fragile because there was no word for something that's anti-fragile, and the whole piece of what he was saying was that we have the word for fragile, which means that it's easily broken. We have a word, I can't remember the middle one. It's a middle word where it's not necessarily sturdy, but it can take stress, but not get stronger, but it won't break like something fragile. So we got fragile.
I think they refer to that as tensile strength.
Yeah, but he used another word. But anyway, stress doesn't make it stronger, but it can maintain itself during stress. And I'll look up the word. And the last one is anti-fragile, which is something that improves when you apply stress to it. So unlike the fragile, and so he inventing these concepts, concepts that exist, but it don't exist in English. So it's like Anti-fragile. Black folks are anti-fragile. You apply stress, they become stronger.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, we got a word.
Oh yeah.
You said who?
No, I follow you.
Right. So I mean, so this dude, I mean, you really like him because he's a math. He's a statistic. He really into that. So you probably understand him more than me because he start talking. I be like, this motherfucker lost me. But I understand because when he say stuff like skin in the game, I'm back in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got skin in the game, you know what I'm saying? You can't be making these rules for people and you don't have anything to lose. And that's what we have been allowing people around us, white and black, to do. You know, to tell us what we supposed to do with our lives, but yet they don't have no skin in the game. You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? You don't have anything to lose. It's sort of like the story we had last night. Matter of fact, let me read it. Well, I ain't going to read it. The story last night dealt with a pigeon or a dove helping an ant. The dove in helping the ant had absolutely no skin in the game. All he did was just drop the leaf in there, right? But when the ant helped the ant went above and beyond to help the dove, which meant that the ant had a lot of skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we return favors at such a high level. We have such a loyalty, such a willingness to sacrifice that we will repay something that someone did for us that was not even a sacrifice, because our ancestors teach us, if it is not yours, how is it a sacrifice? If it don't hurt, how is it a sacrifice? We're out here running to defend people that have never really made any meaningful investments in us, any meaningful sacrifice for us, and we will put our lives on the line for that shit. And it's like in 2019, it has to stop. It has to stop. It has to. That's all.
Right. I mean, one of the major areas where Umar Johnson gets into those arguments with a lot of these other brothers and sisters, because when he asked them the question, what has this white person done that systematically done to, improve our condition where racism is concerned? That's basically the question he's asking them.
Right.
What skin do they have in the game?
What skin do they have in the game? And we get upset because you got the audacity to ask that. How dare you? How dare you ask that? You know what I'm saying? And we got to be clear on it, family. Even when you look back into our traditions, it's about skin in the games. You didn't have generals back in the day that sat at the table and planned war strategies and just sent motherfuckers out to fight. They had to be on the battlefield with the individual. You didn't just have architects building bridges. At one point in time, they would make the architect and their family sleep up under the bridge for a couple of days to make sure it worked. If you fix somebody's house and it collapsed on that family and somebody in there died, then somebody in your family had to die because you, as the architect, was responsible for that. But we have allowed the system we have been involved in a system that allows you to do shit and have absolutely no consequences for the decisions that you make. Our politicians from this point on need to have skin in the game with us. Anybody that's receiving money from us economically need to have skin in the game with us. Any educational institution that is involved with us need to have skin in the game. And we need to start asking those questions, those uncomfortable questions. This is what I mean when I say we have to start making people feel uncomfortable. And everybody can't do it. And I'm not expecting everybody to do it. But some of us have to be put in a position where we can make people feel uncomfortable about the discussions that they're having. Especially when we get into this whole, because This whole aspirational shit. And then people get mad. And I know they're going to get mad at me. Right? Because, man, I used to, Les Brown and Tony Robbins and recently Eric Thomas, man, I was a big, and I still listen to their stuff sometime. But then as a black man, I have to step back and look at what they're saying. Because what they're saying, it breaks down to an individual thought. And as black people, our Latin America has never been the same as everybody else here. Never. So when motherfuckers start breaking it down to it's just about individual responsibility, I can't go for that shit. And I can't allow you to come at me with that, you ain't getting up early enough. You're not working hard enough. Slaves worked hard as fuck, and what do they have? You can't tell me my ancestors ain't work hard here. You can't. You can't tell me that my grandfather didn't go fight in World War II and he got the same access to the resources that the white soldiers that went and fought in World War II got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was redlined. A lot of us honestly think that we all wanted to live in the neighborhoods that we living in. No, we lived in those neighborhoods because we could get nowhere else. And then on top of that, when you was... Not only could my grandfather possibly not even get, because they granted money to people that fought in World War II, but a lot of the black soldiers didn't even receive that money. And what y'all don't understand is that history alone, just that small part right there, affects your life. Because at some point in time, somebody in a white family received a pocket of wealth that they was able to pass on to another generation. And
look, man, I was just in the I talked maybe a week or so ago. Martin Luther King was giving, and Martin Luther King was saying, look, they was always talking about how, we asking for stuff. He said, look, first of all, you had a group of white folks who came over here. Now, I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
But you had a group of white who came over here, and they didn't want to, at first they didn't want to talk about free education. Then they started talking about free education and gave college grants, right?
Right.
So, and then, once these folks, well, hell, even before that, they were giving land grants to folks.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Keep on going.
Right. So yeah, they give land grants. Then they giving land grants for colleges, and then giving shit damn near paying folks tuition for colleges and whatnot, and schools and stuff. And it goes on and on talking about all the stuff that they've been given, and then they want to tell us to pull ourselves up by bootstraps.
We ain't even got no damn bootstraps. Hold on. Here it go right here. Here it go. I'm going to play it right now.
I know all of you are studying hard and you just...
Hold on, wrong one. Let me go back. I'm going to go back. We want the 1 minute and 15 second where he gets into it.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. Now, this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Coming to get our check, and we never got our check. Many of us have been led away from that, because that speech right there, y'all got to understand, this is when the button was pushed on Martin Luther King, because he started saying, listen, if we're going to be in America and we're not going to leave America, we at least have to be made whole Americans. And we have never been made whole Americans. Family, and we talking about leaving and shit like that. No. See, I'm pouring libations for my grandfather, who had to move from the South and move his family from the South because some of the shit that was going on down there and what his family had to go through down there. And that shit wasn't right, and that shit was sanctioned by the government. And then having to move into a neighborhood because he couldn't move into any other neighborhood because it was sanctioned by the government. These motherfuckers owe us money, and we have to be clear about that. Money and services, so that we can be on the board rather than being the board. We are the board upon which the game of America is being played, and the reason that we can't make headway, because you can't tell me that somebody told me that, we was on our show, they said there's 150 black millionaires in Columbus. And, I wanted to come back and ask the question, how many white millionaires are in Columbus, and how many of those white millionaires are generational millionaires?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Because the numbers don't lie. Black folks aren't poor because we was lazy. Black folks aren't poor because we lack education. Black folks aren't poor because we lack technology and access to technology. We're not poor because we lack better schools. We're poor because the government allowed us to be casted into a system, allowed us to be put in a system, in a caste system at the very bottom to fund everybody else. And until we come up and really look at that reality and be like, cool. Well, and then what happens is, and this is what really fucks us up, because they let a couple of us through, Kwame. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They let a couple of us through so we could walk up on stage with $3,000 boots. Now I want to state this to you. Those boots that Michelle Obama was cold as fuck. They was leather, and she was looking good in the boots. But I want you to understand, those boots was about $3,000 to $4,000, right? And I need to be very clear with you. And I keep telling y'all, I want y'all to think about this. The wealth of the average black family is $1,700. So she was wearing two pairs of black folks, two black families, wealth on the goddamn stage.
Yep.
And I know a lot of y'all.
Those were just her boots, man.
Those was just the boots. We didn't even get to the clothes. So we have to understand, family. And then motherfuckers look at us as, you're not working hard enough. What the fuck? How can you? How, you know what I'm saying? And family, when people start saying that stuff to us, y'all need to have the information so that you can smash their ass down. Because I'm telling you, family, from 2019 on, there is no more excuses. These politicians have to come to us. This is why I'm saying that we have to have discussions with people that want our vote. You want our vote? Then how do you stand on reparations? How do you stand on it? I don't give a damn whether you running for dog catcher or whether you running for mayor of the city, whether you running for Senate. How do you feel about reparations? And you know what's crazy? When Obama was running for president the first time and they was asked about reparations on stage, the only person that directly addressed reparations was the dude that was running from Ohio. And he said that black folks should get reparations. Obama said some shit like, we did get reparations with educations and blah, blah, blah. See, we can't, that shit is no longer acceptable.
No.
We can't survive like that. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it. We got motherfuckers like Kanye West running around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Saying shit that he's saying and doing shit that he doing, and everybody think that we doing good. Come on, man. My aunt just died. I don't have enough money to even go. I gotta send flowers. I can't take my kids down there to meet their family because of financial situations. And I dare motherfucker get online and tell me that I ain't working hard. Give me a motherfucking break. I'm misspending money or some shit like that. I challenge you to get on here with that bullshit. Cause even if I took every dime that I had, I still probably wouldn't have enough money to do that because I still got to live. And I can't stand when people get on here and talk about that spending power shit because I'm sorry, family, because I know some of y'all strong on that. But that spending power, that shit includes rent money. Do you understand that? That shit includes money that we pay for gas. We the only people that... I'm sorry.
See, that's that piece, man. No, that I think we are truly highly confused about. They don't understand. I mean, they understand what income is, or what they refer to as what's it called? We call it disposable income.
Right.
But the point is that shit, paying rent is not disposable income.
It's not.
Buying your food, disposable income. You know, paying water, electric, and gas, disposable income. Shit, in most cases, your rent or your house payment gonna take up to damn near a third of your payment.
That's right.
And for folks that takes up more.
And don't forget school loans.
So they talking about the money that passed through black people's hands.
Right.
That's all they talking about.
That's all they talking about. The money that passed through our hands. And I want those that are strong on this. I want y'all to go look, and because I want you to go look at that. You look at that spending power metric for black people. I want you to look at the spending power metric for white folk. And I want you to see the stark difference. Because I know all of us know poor white people. We do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, my issue is, I have no issues with them. But a lot of times what happens is they are able to be used as a shield or the protectors of those that have been oppressing us. Because all it takes is a well-crafted message, and next thing you know, Billy that you've been at the water cooler with can turn on you. Because it didn't happen in history. You can't tell me that Tulsa, Oklahoma was just totally separated from those white folks over there, because there was many black people, and nobody want to talk about this. There was many black people who was earning money in the white part of that area and bringing it across the tracks.
That's right.
So you can't tell me some of those people wasn't friends, but they blew that shit up. Blew it up. With government, how can I put it? It was sanctioned by the government. And the government not responding is a nod yes.
That's right. That's right.
And as American citizens, you can demand justice for your ancestors. For you to just think that we are still supposed to be where right now, the only thing that the government deals with shit from the past, the present, and deal with the future. That's their job. That's the mantle that they picked up. So for us to be like, yo, allowing them to just nod off slavery and nod off the shit that we went through is asinine. It's ignorance. What I told you about ignorance. Ignoring what is real. Living in illusion, thinking that you could pull yourself up by your bootstraps in a global economy. What kind of shit is that? How are you supposed to really deal with and compete with Walmart? The only thing I'm trying to do as far as the market is open up a place where people know that they could come and buy products for us, by us. And maybe a few others.
I check out. I got a sister calling in, so I got to check out.
Yes, sir. But I thank you for calling in. I see Quasi Low out there. Shaka out there and all that, man. Y'all can't just let a brother go off like that. Kwame called in and got me all hyped up and shit. Got me playing the new Martin Luther King. The Martin Luther King that they hid away from your ass, hid away from you all of your 20s. They ain't want the 20-year-old people to hear that part of Martin Luther King. They ain't want the revolutionary brothers because, and this is one piece that a lot of us don't understand, man. The way that they keep us confused is to keep us in conflict. So I got to go on and post up any information that comes from some source, from some of these sources that we getting it. It's questionable. It's questionable. I'm just telling y'all right now, because COINTEL never stopped. Unless they have never given any of us an official date when that program stopped. Never. And if I'm wrong, go on and check me, please. So if they never said it stopped, what make you think that it stopped? Right? So how do we know that the campaign of slander and shit is not going on with Dr. Umar Johnson or with some of these other brothers and sisters that's out here doing the damn thing? And how do we know it's not happening in Columbus? And actually, I keep on telling y'all this, they don't need to put agents in organizations. They don't have to do that. Because actually we so broke that, you know what I'm saying, they could offer a lottery prize or some shit like that for some of us. You know what I'm saying? And the whole piece is we put the bag first. And we have programmed ourselves and we programmed our children to put the bag first. Get the bag. Get the money. It's about the money. Money over bitches. Money over problems. Money, 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 money. Go to the club so that you could go on and floss and shit. And all that shit was programming so that all of our young people will get into a mindset that is money over everything. And you can't build a healthy culture when money is at the center of it. You can't. When greed is at the center of it. When one of those passions, my young people we ask them a question. What must you do to be great? Cleveland, yes, sir. Come here, please. And this, I had to, in certain situations, I have to change this because motherfuckers can't take it. Cleveland, what must a warrior do to be great?
They must die.
Explain, please.
They must be willing to die to the 7 unbalanced passions.
What are the 7 unbalanced passions?
Fear, envy, pride, greed, sloth, lust, and anger.
Why must they die to those?
Because these passions are opposed to consciousness. These passions are opposed to consciousness, and being conscious is the first step to greatness. So if we want to be great as a people, if we want to be great as individuals, actually you can't even do it as an individual. If we want to be great as a people, we have to become conscious. And the opposers of conscious, and where did you get that from, Brother Hatim? I'm going to show you where I got that from. I got it from a small book that changed my life when I ran into it at Ohio State. The book is called The African Openings to the Tree of Life. And in here, they have a piece where they talk about those unbalanced passions. I call them the unbalanced passions, right? And those unbalanced passions are all opposed to consciousness. Because if you become conscious, you don't need some of the shit that you thought you needed. That's what consciousness means. You start seeing beyond what they used to call in the old times the veil of Aesop. Aesop, one of her major powers was the ability to create Maya, which is a god over here. Maya, illusion. That was one of her key pieces. Her power, she was so cold with it that she was able to even trick Ra into giving her his name so that she could control it.
Not that she did it in a negative way, but the point that I'm trying to make to you is that you have to be able to see beyond the illusions. And sometimes it's very painful when you start looking beyond illusions, because then you have to face the fact that a lot of shit you was told was either a lie or was given to you by somebody who was trapped in illusion. So how can I raise young warriors if they're trapped in illusion? So for one of the first questions I have to give them so that they can start exploring is, what must you do to be great? Must die. What do you mean die? You gotta die to those seven unbalanced passions. Fear, envy, greed, sloth, lust, and anger. Boom, we can't allow them to control us. Because when they control us, they form illusions. Because what y'all need to understand, that the youngest part of your being, the youngest part of who you are, is trying to run you. This is your ego. Your ego is only as old as you are. So if you've been on this planet for 21 years, that's how old your ego is. And I'm trying to tell you right now, the rest of you is ancient. It's ancient. It's been here. It's done this before. And right now, what people are trying to get you to plug into is the ego. And the ego is dumb as fuck. It's young. And many of us live our lives following the ego. So we can't organize and shit. We can't come together. We can't do shit because the ego. And we'll use things to support the ego. Like I say, people always throw out that my shit on me. Please don't do that. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that discussion with me. I'm sorry. Maybe we might need to bring this one to an end because I'm starting to sweat. All right, call-in lines are open, 614-556-4535. We have been on for 600 days, Sasha said. Well, we have actually been doing this about 600. We've been on an hour, 37 minutes. If nobody called in, we could call. We gonna shut it down. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Kwame for calling in as well. And for those that don't know, we call him Black Yoda. But Kwame is our resident math master. And he also offers tutoring services. As a matter of fact, for those that are looking for a tutor for the young people or even yourself because you're going back to school, Brother Calvin Kwame Keechler, SBA. You can reach him at ckeechler01@gmail.com, or you could call him at 614-813-9840. Please, only serious people interested in being tutored in math call. All right? All right? No bullshit. I'm not playing with you. Don't fuck with Kwame, because then I'm going to have to declare war on your ass. I'm not playing. Now, because I'm just saying. So, serious people that are interested, you could get a copy of the book that could be on your coffee table, right? Pretty book. And anyone that's interested in being tutored in math, any math, Brother Kwame could walk you through, right? But first, you're going to have to firm you up on the basics, because what I'm noticing is a lot of our young people are not good at the basics, and a lot of the adults are not good at the basics. So we got to do the basics, because, you know, he got Cleve over here doing squares quick as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He gave him a little shortcut for squares that end in 5 and stuff like that. And, you know, you're like, well, that's a shortcut. But what you got to understand is that builds up confidence, so that Cleve can move on to something else with that confidence and be able to say, well, damn, I didn't get it right the first time. I'm getting it right the third time, boom, boom, boom. But the 5th time I got it right, so he can move on. We got to instill these moments of confidence, these elements of confidence with our children, so that they can get it. Because you be like, well, okay, he gave him a shortcut for the 5s, but now how will that help him? All right, let's say 25 squared, the way Kwame taught us, 25 squared, that would be 625, right? So we'd be like, okay, somebody say, okay, how did that help you? Okay, 17 times 18. right? Now, first thing I know is that number is going to be lower than 25 times 25 and lower than 15 times 15. I know 25 times 25 or 25 squared is 625. And I know that 15 times 15 squared is 225. So I know that it's going to be somewhere in there. So I have eliminated out of an infinite amount of numbers that I could pick from for this number. I then eliminated the infinity piece, and I got it between 225 and 625. Now when I'm starting to do my math, I know that if I get anything lower than 225, I'm wrong. And if I get anything greater than 625, I'm wrong. So I already have eliminated the infinity out the numbers, because that's what intimidates a lot of people a lot of times. Come on now. Come on now. There's a method to the madness with what we do. And then also, on top of that, we have somebody coming in teaching the Vedic math. And we also doing a meditation so that individual can learn to control the urge to get up and run. Because sometimes when we face challenges that we're not equipped for, or that we might not think that we're ready for, the initial fear rises, which gets us in that running piece, so we'll just rush through it. So what we're trying to teach our children, look, calm down, settle down. It's just an equation. You know what I'm saying? We don't get punked out by numbers. We don't get punked out by big words. That's what warrior training is about. It's bigger. See, because we understand conflict to be bigger than just me versus white supremacy. The conflict comes in me versus these words in this article. Me versus this algebraic equation. Me versus calculus. We understand that all of these are conflicts. Me versus this dirt and versus these weeds trying to get what I want to grow. Understand, warrior training is a lot deeper than a lot of us want to take it, because it's uncomfortable for us. We haven't been taught to think like that. You know what I'm saying? Warriorship is this. No, that's you know what I'm saying? That's right there. Right there, if we have to get right here, that's the last phase, right? Have I used all my tools to avert this? Have I used all my tools to turn this mountain into a mole? This molehill, did I crush it before it became a mountain? As a matter of fact, if you look into the art of war and some of the writings on the art of war, they say the worst generals are the ones that have to go to the battlefield. Because the wise and best generals are the ones that crush. You never hear about the best generals. Why? Because there's never a war. Whenever you have to uplift somebody because there's war, that was a poor general. Because that general had to solve his problem through violence rather than being able to take the molehill, crush it down. Crush it while it's a molehill. He had to go to the battlefield to solve his problem. A wise general know how to use all of his mechanisms, all of the things within government, all of the things up under his power to make sure that shit don't jump off. And as a last resort, he hit the battlefield. So family, I am going to sign off. I want to thank y'all that took the time to listen. You know, I know this is a long time, and I did the show last night. We did 3 hours yesterday. We did about 49 minutes last night. We did an hour 37 right now. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm trying to build a media piece. Because, also, something else I want to work on? I would love to do a documentary, or at least find a documentary on can't think of the word. On reparations. Why reparations is old. I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to put on a conscious soap opera. You know what I'm saying? Something where y'all can tune in every day and be like, I wonder what such and such is going to do and blah, blah, blah. But it all has a conscious leaning, but it all deals with real life, not this fictional, no laughing, I'm very serious and angry type shit. Yeah, we got that character in there too, but yet we're gonna have somebody like Brother Hatim that shit sometimes I gotta laugh to keep from just crying or calling those that I know will roll with me and just going and just splitting somebody's wig. As a matter of fact, something else popped up on my radar. I was reading on Facebook and I found out that a sister in our community, and I want the brothers to listen to this, and I want y'all to spread this word. We need to put out a hood APB, a Giame APB. We have a grown ass man running around robbing women, right? So I would love to know who this is. I would love to find him, right? And I would love to have the type of conversation that needs to be held with this type of individual, right? Because it's certain things that are unacceptable. Because I hear a lot of people talk, we got to stay on code, we got to stay on code, we got to stay on code, right? All right, I hear you, right? But what happens when the code is violated? We have a sister that has been, active in the community, doing stuff for the community, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, so she can't pull up to her own house without somebody pulling a gun on her. That's us. That shit is treason. Now, every other code, look up treason and see what the punishment for treason is, family. You know what I'm saying? Where my gangsters at? All the gangster niggas, right? We got all these gangsters, right? But we got people committing treason and committing all types of crimes against our people, not just us. Because now I'm talking about this situation right here, but we can take it to Dylan Roof. This nigga's in jail, and we know that most of the people in, we got a lot of people in jail, but Dylan Roof is still around, probably eating. This motherfucker probably eating a McGriddle right now, in jail. And we ain't touched him. What about this nigga that killed Trayvon Martin? This motherfucker still loose. We got all these gangsters. Gangster. You know what I'm saying? We got all these millionaires, rappers and shit talking about what they'll do to the hood. But nobody. This motherfucker threatened Beyonce. Family, let me tell you something. Right? How could you be almost a billionaire and a motherfucker threaten your wife? I can't. And this motherfucker has done something heinous to your community. And I know Jay-Z I understand. But this motherfucker's still walking. And maybe there's some higher plan going and there's some black cabal somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And maybe. You know what I'm saying? But more than likely, no. Right? Niggas could just rob in our community, but yet we talk about, you know what I'm saying? We need to talk about some of our own treason in our community, because somebody out there that's listening to my show know who the fuck this person is. Probably smoking a blunt with them right now. Right? Have an idea. Because that neighborhood ain't that damn big. Right? That nigga need to be dealt with. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And anybody, because we have to circle our wagons. We have to identify our tribe. And we have to be willing to live for them, die for them, and family, even kill for them. Because people have to understand that what we're doing is very serious. This is why I get upset when people that never worked with my children turn around and talk about my kids being bad. Yeah, the people that work with my children, right? Can turn around and say they bad because they work with them. But when people outside that don't do no work with them, that don't do no volunteerism, want to put their mouth on my children, I get very offended. Because how are you going to judge something and you have never applied any time to it? I'm just saying. There's certain things that we have to start getting clear on. You know what I'm saying? What are the boundaries of our territory? What are the boundaries of what are we going to allow to happen to us and not happen to us? You know what I'm saying? Within our community and from outside of our community. And we have to really start voicing this shit. Because this is what needs to be ringing in some of those, because you do know that you have throwaway lives out here. We have young people that will roll with us, family. We do. Have some old folks too. All right, but I'm gonna get off before I go to jail. Let me go. This brother Hatim. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We had a nice broadcast. I got somebody on YouTube now. I don't know. I think I lost the people on Facebook. When I start going off, I'll be losing people, because I get hyped. Man. I get hyped and I get mad. I start sweating. I can't do nothing. I just be like, I be screaming and shit. I know I be scaring people off. But I don't even apologize for that shit, because I am passionate about what I do, man. I'm passionate about our people, man. I'm passionate about us, because I can't pass on dust to my children, man. Fortunately, these three have a place to go if shit hit the fan. But all my other children, we stuck. We stuck. Do you understand? Do you understand what that means? We stuck. I can't go nowhere, for damn sure. So, let me check the chat. Shaka says, his letter from Birmingham jail says it all. That's about Martin Luther King. White amnesia is a thread that will unravel the fabric of white society, of Western society. Follow the money. What is it? I don't know. What about my yacht? Or somebody said, what about my yacht? Is there an online warrior trainer application? Now we ain't got the application. You come in person. I want to see who you are. We'll start working on. I'll reignite the warrior application. But we will not be having it this week. I'm trying to pull all the adults together so that we can go and sit down and work on hammering out some things for this coming warrior training. The next one will be it won't be so we was doing one on the 5th. The next one from that will be the 12th, the 19th. The 19th. So the young people got a long break. Maybe I might need to text them and send them some homework or something. But they better know those questions when they come back. How about that? Do I got anything else? I'm gonna be reaching out to some of the adults that's been involved. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna tighten up the food game. We're gonna tighten up the do game, because all this stuff costs. We bring in martial arts, and I'm not teaching martial arts and do the other stuff. We got other people that focus on that. I want people that's focused on it. I'm eclectic. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that I can get into is the philosophy of Ujima. That's what I was born to do. That's what I've been working on since. And one thing people can say, like I said, they can say a lot of shit about me, but one thing they can't say is that the niggas, I am very consistent. Yes, I am. Very consistent in what I do and how I've been doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse the brashness and all that. Look for some other Giami Journey shows, because we're going to have those as well. All right, family, this is Brother Hatim. And I'm up and I'm out. And I want to thank every last one of you for tuning in. And hope to see you again. Now, look on Giami Journey. I'm going to post this up on Facebook too. But I did a video explaining the black signal, how to get on the black signal. As a matter of fact, let me go and post that link up in this timeline real quick, just in case. I posted it up because, I want people to understand what they're getting into. Those that sign up for the Daily Toaster realize that at least 5 days of that week. Now we're we still in Ancestor time right now for me, right? So those texts or emojis through Nia go out between 5:15 and 5:30 in the morning. On Kumba and Imani, like I said, they go out a little bit later. But those days, those working days, they go out early because I want to catch the family before they go to work, make sure they're getting their water on, making sure they one of the first things they do after if they doing prayers, they do their prayers or whatever. We come in, we celebrating our ancestors. All right. But let me go and find this link real quick. So the Daily Toaster number, if you want to be on the Daily Toaster list, if you want to be on the Daily Toaster list, you know what I'm saying, is Toaster the 77292. So let me find this video and post it up real quick. Hold on. Where you at? It's on Gianni Journey. Oh God. Where are you at? How do I find Gianni Journey on my own? Yeah, I know, Sasha. Sasha laughing at me because I don't know how to find my groups online. If this was on my phone, I'd be able to find it. Videos, check-ins, sports, music. Nope. Alright, so I'm gonna have to find a way to post it up a little bit later. But it's on my Gianni Journey page. How it explains the black signal. Alright, family? So I'm up. I'm out. Peace.